Meet Ben, a kind and gentle person in his mid-20s. He has a special power to stop time and fulfill his wishes. He frequently uses this power to undress women and enjoy his favorite activity, drawing. The story starts with Ben and his girlfriend Suzy arguing. Suzy calls Ben a loser, making him upset. Ben decides to break up with her, which makes Suzy even angrier, and she starts throwing things at him. In that moment, time seems to slow down for Ben. After they break up, Suzy quickly starts dating someone else. Ben is surprised and hurt when he sees them together in the college cafeteria. His friend Sharon suggests that Ben forget about Suzy and date someone else to make her jealous. Even though Sharon isn't great at relationships himself, Ben decides to give his idea a shot. To cope with the breakup, Ben decides to take art classes, something he's always been interested in. Surprisingly, he excels at painting, especially creating lifelike portraits of people. However, at night, he struggles to move on from the breakup. Memories of Suzy haunt him, keeping him awake for hours. As insomnia grips him, Ben becomes depressed and unstable. One night, he tries to burn the pictures of him and Suzy, but he can't bring himself to do it. The lack of sleep exacerbates his insomnia, leaving him feeling restless and exhausted. Despite trying to keep himself busy during the day with books, movies, and solo trips, Ben finds it hard to shake off his insomnia. As a result, he starts wandering around town at night. One day while at the supermarket, Ben notices a job advertisement and decides to apply. He figures working will help him forget about his ex-girlfriend and earn some cash. The next day, he lands an interview with the manager, Jenkins, and lands the job. A few days later, Ben meets his co-worker, Sharon, a cashier. He observes how each employee deals with boredom differently. Sharon covers her watch to avoid checking the time, while others like Barry Brickman and Matt Stevens goof around and never take work seriously. Their boss, Jenkins, seems unfazed by time, boasting about his wealth and achievements. However, Ben has a unique way of passing time during his night shifts. He can freeze time using his superpowers. This allows him to do whatever he wants, without anyone noticing. Then, he saw a beautiful girl standing in front of him and decided he wanted to draw her. As drawing was his favorite hobby, he began to remove her clothes one by one to draw them. He spotted Sharon talking to Steve. He led Steve away from Barry and Matt, who were causing chaos. Then he restored time to its usual flow, and everyone resumed their activities. The next day, Ben bumped into Sharon, the cashier, in the locker room. He held feelings for her but lacked the courage to express them. As they conversed, Sharon surprised him by taking a bite of his sandwich, which created an awkward moment between them. Eventually, Sharon left. While Ben was working, Matt suddenly appeared, excitedly announcing his movie date with Sharon. Ben was stunned and sank back into his feelings of depression. When Sean noticed Ben's distracted state, Ben confided in him about Sharon. Sean suggested that perhaps Sharon was simply going out with Matt as friends, and there might not be any romantic feelings between them. Jenkins gathered his employees and announced they would play a friendly football game against his friends. Ben and his co-workers were hesitant but had no choice. Sharon decided to watch the match. Steve's team was pretty bad and let in 26 goals. During the game, Matt kicked the ball hard, accidentally hitting Steve in the face. Ben stopped time and went to the cafeteria for a drink, but he sensed movement. He saw someone fleeing and realized he wasn't the only one who could stop time. Later, he resumed time, and Steve ended up with a serious nose injury from the football. Matt took him to the hospital and asked Ben to take Sharon home. They went to a local diner and talked. Ben discovered Sharon was single, and Matt's claim of dating her was just a joke. She shared her dream of going to college, but failing, she had been working at a supermarket for 2 years. She asked about Ben's dream, and he revealed he wanted to be a famous painter. Sharon mentioned her desire to meet a painter who sees the true beauty in things. Ben then drove her home. The next day, Jenkins, now disfigured from the football accident, decided to throw a birthday party. Sharon invited Ben to go with her as her date, and he happily accepted. Steve then approached them and gave Ben money to help prepare for the party. Later, Ben received a call from someone inviting him to display his paintings in an exhibition, making him feel happy that his art was finally getting attention. However, it turned out to be a prank by Barry and Matt. That evening, Ben got ready for the party and picked up Sharon. Excitedly, he told her about the invitation to exhibit his art, unaware of the prank. Sharon genuinely congratulated him, and they went to the party together. At the party, Ben noticed Suzy, who was there with her new boyfriend, Steve's brother. Despite Suzy's attempt to reignite their relationship, Ben declined, as he had found his soulmate in Sharon. Despite Ben's refusal, Suzy persisted and unexpectedly kissed him forcefully. Ben pushed her away, but before he could explain, he saw Sharon witnessing the entire entire scene. Heartbroken, Sharon left before Ben could speak to her. He went to Sharon's house to apologize, but she didn't give him a chance to explain, leaving him feeling depressed again. In anticipation of his upcoming meeting with the supposed art gallery company, the day arrived, and Ben took his best artwork to the gallery. As expected, the gallery owner denied scheduling an appointment, revealing it was all a prank. However, impressed by Ben's sketches of Sharon, the owner offered him a chance to exhibit his work for one night. Days later, still upset with Ben, Sharon received an invitation to his art display and decided to attend. As she arrived at the art gallery, she was awestruck by the beautiful paintings. She realized that Ben's paintings were a reflection of his love for her. Approaching him, Sharon expressed that he didn't need to explain anything, because the paintings spoke volumes about his feelings. They shared a passionate kiss amidst the gallery. In the final scene, Ben and Sharon went out together while snow was falling. Ben stopped time and held her hand, showing her his ability to stop time. They enjoyed the beauty of the snow together, cherishing the moment.